Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So this weekend I plan to make a move on a distant cousin of Carrie Underwood, and also potentially a distant cousin of Mary Curry. Although the Mary Curry, that's more of a second choice because I have to work closely with her. So but it would be nice to have a connection. Like I said, I'm not looking for any romance. That's the tricky part of it. I'm looking for a life partner, and the reason for that is because of how exhausted I became this past month just navigating through life. Right, a life navigation a teammate. Right, so. Earlier in the month, I was recovering from long COVID. I have since made an almost full recovery, although my appetite has remained a little bit on the low side of things, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I wouldn't be too disappointed if this lasted the rest of my life the way it is right now, but I won't be too disappointed if I recover either, so I'm fine. But I had a difficult time during that recovery. I had a difficult time with when I first started my job. People forget that when I leave the campus and go home, my dinner's not going to be ready. If I had car troubles going into the campus, my car's not going to be taken care of. Right? One day somebody had let the air out of my tire as a prank. I never figured out who did it, but I kind of blame myself because at the time I had just moved. I hadn't unpacked the car yet. It probably made me a target. My guess is that these are students, right? They're looking for something to steal in the car. They look through the car, it's just full of trash. I'll let the air out of a tire. That's probably what happened. But you know what? It sucks that then I have to go scramble and figure out where to find a tire pump, right? If I had a life partner together, hey, could you come pick me up? There's something wrong with my car. Let's figure this out tomorrow, right? That could have played out a whole lot differently. I had an art show, and the logistics of taking all the heavy art into the convention center and all that. And again, after the art show was all done, I still have to come home and take care of myself. And I have a friend who's going through a divorce right now. I want to say he's been married 10 years. He's in his 30s, and he's so bitter about that. But I look at him and I'm like, gee, the last 10 years of your life, at least he had a teammate. But he's bitter about this one moment in his life that he has this divorce. See, this distant cousin of Carrie Underwood, if I end up teaming up with her for 10 years and my art career gets squared away, I end up getting a full-time job at the community college, and I make a lot of connections, I make a lot of publications, I'm going to be well ahead of the game, even if I have to have some kind of splitting up and maybe lose a few things along the way. I think the most destructive thing you could do is to drag out that divorce, right? And I don't think he's losing. He doesn't see the big picture. He has a one moment blip on his life, right? All right, so I'm asking for your prayers. I mean, obviously, I don't hope for a divorce, but I still think you could be ahead of the game. I think the fear of divorce is a lot worse. I mean, be prepared for it, obviously, right? And hope for the best, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.